Shannon Sharp. I think we lost Jen for the moment.
Okay.
Here. Still lost her. Yep. Let's talk some Heat. Let's talk about the Bucks that you picked to win it all this year. They are in some trouble, but the question is, how much
They're in a heap of trouble. They're in a heap of trouble. You can't skip. Look, and we see this. We're going to talk about Sacramento and De'Aaron Fox and how effective he's going to be with that crack in his shooting index thing.
Yes.
They're a bunch of trouble, and it started from game one, and they were down by as many as, 15 points, 18 points
they were.
in game one before Giannis got hurt.
True.
If you look at the game that they won, Skip, they tied an NBA playoff record with 25 made threes. Other than that, they've gotten outplayed at every turn. They've got to find an answer. They got to make somebody else beat them other than Jimmy Butler. Now, he's proven that he can beat you. Now, I don't know how much you need to see. Maybe you want to see him get 70 points and you lose. But and Skip, I get it. We don't, some team defensive coordinator, we play the coverage, we play, and we just re-roll with the punches. No. That's an antiquated way. That's an actual dumb way of thinking. I am going to get the ball out of Jimmy Butler's hands, and I'm going to make someone else. But there is no Tyler Hero, so you know what? Let me look at who played last night.
Okay.
Kevin Love. Do you believe Kevin Love can beat you at this stage of his career? Bam was 6 of 16. Gabe Vincent was 4 of 13. Max Strus was 0 of 1. Highsmith was 1 of 4. Kyle Lowry was 3 of 7. Caleb Martin played really well, especially in the fourth quarter. 10 of his 12 points came in the fourth quarter. Cody Zeller, Duncan Robinson played good. Duncan Robinson side, Skip. He played 30 minutes last night.
He did.
3 or 4 from the three-point line.
Big deal.
I don't believe any of those guys can do any kind of damage to what Jimmy Butler have done to you in those 3 wins. Now, Budenholzer, you're supposed to be a defensive guy.
That's what they say.
That's how your bread is buttered. That's how you made a name for yourself.
Chip off the Pop block.
Okay. Okay. You better find a way. Now, Pop has always done a great job of finding ways to neutralize the best scorer. Whatever you're good at, Skip, if you beat me with one hand tied behind my back, I can't do nothing.
Pop is Belichickian that way.
Yes. If you great at passing, I'm going to give you an opportunity to run the football. A la what he did, his game plan is in the Hall of Fame for what they did to the K-Gun and Jim Kelly. They say, oh, no, we're not going to let y'all throw that thing. We're going to let Thurman Thomas run it. Because we don't believe you can beat us running. We know you can beat us throwing it. So Thurman Thomas goes for over 100 yards, but they don't have the big plays offensively. They take the air out of it. I think they possess the ball 41 minutes. Boom, they win the game. You better find a way, Budenholzer, to do something with Jimmy Butler. Or you're going packing, it's gonna be, it ain't gonna look good, Skip. Because you're the number 1 seed. You had the best record in the NBA, and you got a unanimous selection on the All-NBA team, which Giannis will be. A Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Skip, they're probably gonna put 3 guys on the first 2 teams on the defensive team.
They will. Agreed.
And a guy went and got 56 against y'all. You better stop Jimmy Butler. Stop playing with him, man.
So do you think they're in trouble?
They're in a heap of trouble.
Okay, like big trouble. If I do scale of 1 to 10, would you go to a 9?
I would go to 1,000.
Seriously?
Yes. Because, Skip, you still have to go. You got to, Skip, they just got to beat you once. You got to beat them 3 times.
3 times. Okay, so I slept on this. And I will qualify or disqualify myself by telling you I like the Miami Heat, but I always have. I like Pat Riley because I knew him all through the Showtime era through the 80s. I like Eric Spoelstra just because he's a good guy and I've been around him some, met him once. I root for them.
Right.
I don't even particularly like Jimmy Butler because he can be hard to get along with. But when I watch him play in the playoffs, how can you not love this?
Right.
Yet, I slept on it. And this is strictly head versus heart. My heart says Heat. My head is still saying Bucks.
Really? What have you seen?
I'll tell you why. It took what you proclaimed just maybe the greatest playoff performance in the history of basketball for them to survive this game in which they were down by 14 in the fourth quarter. When they were down 14, I was about to do something else. I'm not going to turn it off, but it took otherworldly performance. It took historical by playoff Jimmy to get them back in the game. I was shocked they even got tied, and then they just took the game over. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen a man start so hot and finish so hot. It just doesn't happen.
No, it does
As you know, Ja catches fire in the fourth quarter and he scores 24, but he doesn't score 24 in the first quarter.
Exactly.
Okay, so Shannon, it took that. They have lost Tyler Hero. They have lost Victor Oladipo. They're just now getting Duncan Robinson's legs back underneath them. I just don't know if they have enough firepower to go back to Milwaukee, where I watched Milwaukee in Game 2. Remember what they did in Game 2 to Miami? They destroyed Miami in Game 2 without Giannis. No Giannis in Game 2. They took them all apart. And that's how they went to Miami 1-1.
Correct.
Well, what do you think they're going to do with Giannis? It's going to be death and destruction in Game 5 back in Milwaukee.
Hey, I'm going to keep that wall up.
Okay.
Can he jump over the walls? Yeah.
Okay, but you're not rooting for the Heat.
No,
right?
no,
Okay.
no.
All right. I'm just telling you, I don't give Miami any shot of winning this game. Okay? So what realistically shot do they have? Well, it's Game 6 back in Miami, right? Yet it took Jimmy Butler with the all-time greatest playoff performance ever for them to barely survive this game, Game 4. So what do you think is going to happen in Game 6? What if the Bucks go in and just say, you know what, we're just better than you are. We're not going to let you do this. What if they do what you just suggested? What if they build a wall around Jimmy Butler and just say, you just can't do this anymore. We'll let Strus beat us.
Skip, well, I mean, what you're going to have, because it's more than that, Skip. You can't just worry about building a wall. You got to get the ball out of his hands.
That's what I'm saying, but you just trap him.
Right.
You just trap him. You just say, nope, you can't do that anymore.
Skip, in the first and fourth quarter, Jimmy Butler was 15 of 18 from the floor, 3 of 4 from the three, and 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Okay. Can he go solo? Can he go one man? I am the world?
Skip, I'm a firm believer. If somebody does something once, they can do it again.
They are so good on defense, and they are so deep on defense with guys who can come up
I can't tell.
Contest you. I couldn't tell last night. I think they decided we are so good on defense, we do not need to trap the ball out of his hands. Well, if they do that going forward in the next 3 games, it's going to take home. 3, okay?
They're going home. Skip, Skip, he's averaging 37. He's 14 points above his season average right now.
Boy,
that's crazy.
Okay, right now, if you made me bet on it, I would still bet on the Bucks, and I like the Heat. I picked the Bucks to win the series. Who wouldn't?
Right.
I mean, okay.
Man, they lost to Atlanta. Who what?
Yeah, what fool? What fool?
Yeah.
Would pick him? I agree, because Jimmy comes and he goes.
Right.
And some nights, I don't know what happens. He just doesn't even show up.
Right.
I can't even recognize him.
Skip,
you know what? No great player can look worse than Jimmy Butler can look.
No.
Unless we want to throw Anthony Davis in there occasionally. but as a scorer, like a pure scorer, I've never seen anything like it, because there are times when he is. I'm talking about ghost.
Skip, we did see the Bucks lose at home to the Hawks in the play-in.
Okay.
That happened.
Okay, so are you now predicting that the team you predicted would win it all is done?
I'm not going to say they're done, Skip, but they couldn't get I wouldn't bet, because I'm sure Vegas will give you some odds that say the Bucks will come back. And I'm not getting them any of my money.
Okay. Do you think they would win a Game 7 back in Milwaukee?
Yeah, but
yes, you do.
Do you believe they can get it to a Game 7?
I do.
So you believe Milwaukee's going to win Games 5 and 6?
I think they win 5 easily. 6 will be an all-time barn burner.
Well, if they
will go to the wire.
Well, Skip, if they win Game 6, it's over.
Okay, well, that's what I just said. And if you just, they're seasoned enough, they're deep enough, they're veteran enough, that their mentality has to be one game at a time. Right. And if they go win Game 5 back home, all of a sudden the pressure heaps back on Jimmy and company back in Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's going to happen. I would love to see the Heat win Game 6, but I will be surprised.
You believe they're going to win Game? You believe that the Bucks are going to win 5 and 6, and we're going to have a 7-game. So you're leaning towards a 7-game series.
Well, I'm leaning toward them winning it in 7. Wow. Well, I just can't. That's what my head tells me right here, right now.
I picked the Bucks, and I don't feel as strong as you do.
They're just way better than the Heat. They are. They're way better. They are, except for that one guy.
I can't tell.
Okay. Well, I could tell when they're up 14 in the fourth quarter last night.
Well, but that one guy's outplayed everybody for the Bucks.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Oh, ye of little faith. You there, Jen?
I don't think she's there.
We have Jen going once, twice, 3 times.
Gone.
Oh, we lost her again. Coming up next, we are going to talk more about Aaron Bleepin Rodgers. How should he be remembered in Green Bay? I don't think very.
He should be remembered very fondly.